Hi there, welcome to my ongoing series, Glass Half Juice. My name is Juicy Absolute, and I'm here to help you get through the most important decisions of your life, and tell you about which games are actually worth your half glass of juice to play. Up today, Cuphead. Ah yes, Cuphead, the Disney version of a Soulsborne game, leaving you at the will of every excuse and justification you can think to get out of losing to one more treacherous boss. In other words, you and your controller will suffer a gut-wrenching breakup. They'll pack their bags, jack your toilet seat, and be on their way to meet a controller in which they click with, leaving you lost to figure out everything on your own. But in your mind, you know deep down, they were too controlling to begin with. You're better off. Worry no more. Let Cuphead take your emotions on the world's most thrilling boss coaster, loosen up the safety harness, and let your emotions ride for free. You all want to know if it's worth your hard-earned big buckaroos? And to be honest, I can't answer that with a simple yes/no. So let's delve into detail about why Cuphead was such a success surrounding its player base, and why people are calling it the baby of the Disney and Dark Souls universe. With a total of only 19 bosses, this game may seem like a breeze, but after boss number 3, because, well, the first 2 are incredibly simple, you'll be lifted off the ground yelling, "There's no place like home," faster than Dorothy in a tornado trying to get back home to Kansas. Cuphead will spin ya, twist ya, contort ya, bend ya, and pull ya like a bop it on steroids. These bosses won't let you breathe their oxygen for more than, well, a couple of minutes before spitting you out and stomping you all over your bedroom floor with their big booted behinds. Cuphead is a single and multiplayer run-and-gun boss-oriented platformer that was originally released to the PC and Xbox on September 29, 2017. On April 18, 2019, Nintendo surprised the world and inherited the Disney Souls-like game, mostly to completely with the average 9-year-old casual Nintendo player who played Wii Sports bowling with no bumpers and cried whenever they bowled a gutter ball. With this game, you'll be bowling your ball into your neighbor's lane's gutter without hesitation and leaving your own Disney soul in utter sorrow and despair. That is, until you burn your contract and defeat the devil himself, which is a lot harder than you think. Cuphead does have many upsides. Being a boss-oriented game, it definitely dives into its creativity revolving its difficulty. I was really surprised to see a 90s Sega-style 2D game brought to life in 2017 and still pull off completely unique boss fights that were both fun and challenging. Another creative upside would have to be within the theme of the game and its animations. When you strive to beat a boss, all 19 bosses are unique in their fighting style, but stay true to their static 1930s vibe, which is a wonderful style that complements each boss and places them within their own unique category of animation and skill set, unlike any other. Speaking of the classic style, Cuphead pulls influences from Betty Boop, Bluto from Popeye, the ghost in the 1930s film Swing You Sinners, Mickey Mouse and Bimbo, the frog from Swing You Sinners, the gingerbread woman from Cookie Carnival, the bird from the Popeye series, devils from Hell's Bells, and movie influences were the already aforementioned Hell's Bells, Swing You Sinners, and newly mentioned Bimbo's Initiation, Snow White, and Popeye the Sailor Man meets Sinbad the Sailor. These were, of course, a lot of influences referencing Walt Disney within the length of the game. I honestly really enjoyed the classic black and white and Technicolor mode. It was all just a really cool add-on that is more so an Easter egg for real achievement hunters. However, the downfall with the color change was it was usually too distracting for me to beat any bosses efficiently, but still a cool touch nonetheless. Alongside the 19 boss fights, Cuphead offers other modes as well, one being a run and gun mode, as well as the other being a parry-only game mode within the mausoleums in each of the 3 unique worlds. The run and gun mode allows you to play the game as a Mario-like platformer with enemies along the way, and if you lose enough health points, we'll have to start from the beginning, offering 0 checkpoints throughout all levels and a plethora of satisfaction when you reach the end of the level in one piece. For a little extra challenge, you can choose to beat all the levels as a pacifist and receive a nice little achievement to take home and show your mommy. I know she'll be proud. The other game mode offered is the parry only game mode, which requires you to parry all of the enemies on screen before the time runs out. Pretty self-explanatory there, but I wish the instructions were clear for me the first time I tried it.
I died. Wait, what? Hold up.
So I will be that voice to avoid any future confusion on how to go about this mode. You begin this game as your choice of character, Cuphead or his trusty friend Mugman. It's basically a choice between, do you like red or blue better? At least that's how I saw it, as both characters didn't really stick out to me as being a fan favorite or anything like that. They both possess the same qualities in battle. It's rather just an aesthetic choice. You get to choose between 2 out of the 6 shooters to wield, and some weapons work better than others in certain fights. The weapons you can choose between are the pea shooter, spread, chaser, lobber, charge, and the roundabout. Exploring which one suits you will take some time, like being 15 years old again and finally growing out your first strand of facial hair. Give it some more time, and maybe some more facial hair will grow in some days soon. You travel through 4 different areas known as Isles, and you fend off 18 bosses there, including King Dice, and save them all from the grasp of the devil himself. You fight creatures like ponies, and dragons, and bees, and aliens, and yes, even robots with
frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
The Little Mermaid, Ursula, Popeye, scary carousels, the list goes on and on. And am I the only one who thinks that fighting gigantic vegetables are fun? I mean, come on. It's at the slightest bit at least nutritious. Give it a chance. And you might even be a cameo for Popeye's cameo in this game someday. Who knows? When you get to Aisle 4, things get serious, as you will have to fend off King Dice first. King Dice consists of another strange set of boss-like creatures to defeat. Quite a lot in my opinion. But there is a catch with this fight, so you won't always have to fight them all. It seems Piruletta gave me the most difficult time, and once I mastered that, I moved on to the devil boss next. The devil himself is the final boss, and arguably the most difficult boss in the game. But to be honest, I found Dr. Call's robot fight and the Grim Matchstick to be much more difficult. But it's still no easy feat. The big green Grim Matchstick dragon gave me the most issues in this game. With its second stage, the jumping flames are extremely precise to react to and leave you with a half of a second to jump correctly, even with audio. The dragon is also a complete tank in this stage, so don't expect it to be short either. The third part of the stage is difficult because you're facing away from the boss, and many different flame attacks will veer off in different directions if you don't go about it correctly. But when it's all said and done, even I got the W here, even if it took over 80 attempts. It felt like being awarded a gold medal at the Olympics, more than Michael Phelps got. Not to brag, not to boast, but it is what it is. Emotions upon victories are such a fragile concept. You'll feel like Neil Armstrong taking his first step on the moon, looking up and wondering where to go next. You'll soon find that any direction will lead you into a danger zone. So just keep your head up, keep your feet down, and eat for the next couple of hours. And then you can rest. Suck it up, Buttercup. The grass is always greener on the other side. But in theory, any boss could pose more difficult than any other, depending on your playstyle. I also appreciated the added touch of the fountain that fills you in on how many times you've thrown your controller through the TV screen. Wii bowling never seemed so fun and casual until you play a game as stress-inducing and spine-tingling as this. Regardless, Cuphead's influences in character animation, boss fights, and extreme degree of difficulty make it a game you just can't quite put down. It's a love-hate relationship, kinda like eating a whole box of Oreos dipped in peanut butter, only to find that a half hour later, your stomach is at war with you for treating it so improperly. But the ride up to that point was too good and totally worth it. This was Cuphead for me. My final rating for Cuphead is a 9.1 out of 10. We shall unite again. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay juicy. Hey everyone, I'm Juicy Absolute. Thank you for stopping by my video. If you want to see more, click that subscribe button above and check out the new juicy content to the left and right of me. Other than that, stay juicy and we will see you next time. Have a positive rest of your day.